Hey, Gavax here. So today I want to do a top 10 relievers slash closing pitchers in MLB The Show 19. Now, this overarching thing is it's going to be tough to differentiate a lot of these guys, as some of them are pretty close to each other, and sometimes it's personal preference versus what I can hit well versus other people can hit well. Some people see the ball out of some relievers' hands better than others. But I'm going to go through the top 10, which I believe right now are the top 10 relievers in the game. Of course, you might differ. After the top 10, I'm going to go through some notables, some guys that are close, some budget closers and relievers for you as we move along. But let's get right into it. Number 10 on the block. You got to earn him through the Brewers affinity. So Raleigh Fingers. He is basically a jack of all trade. He's got good control, walk per nine, good per nines that you can really kind of paint the corner with him, which is really nice. The sinker, slider, forkball combo, hot. But he doesn't have like overpowering stuff. Still, I love the sinker. It's one of my favorite pitches in this game. Better than four-seamer, two-seamer, the kind of fastballs. I like it better than the cutter. It doesn't seem to get hit as hard as the cutter. So that's my number 10. So my number 9 reliever slash closing pitching will be Lee Smith here. I like him for his stuff. Going against him, hard to hit it. Fastball, slider, cutter, forkball. I like the way, he's not that expensive. Maybe he's a little wild for you, and that's kind of his biggest downfall. If you can't locate with him, you're going to have some issues with him and a couple other guys I have on the list here. Control 66, walks per 9, 50. So not the worst you'll see, but overall pretty good per 9s and the hits per 9s, K per 9. Not like hater level, but still 90s is very good and something you look for right there. But 90 mile per hour fastball, like we say, is kind of overwhelming, especially the upper levels. Like, this is all rated and like Hall of Fame and legend ratings. Is kind of where I'm kind of thinking of. I'm not really thinking on All-Star for these guys, although they can pitch very well on All-Star. It's really the harder hit stuff at the upper end of the spectrum what I'm rating these guys on. So next up it is the number 8, and another one you got to earn through team affinities. The relievers are all spread apart through the whole dang game. Number 8 will be Vasquez, not Rivero. He changed his name. Felipe Vasquez, 98 miles per hour, four-seamer coming off the left side with a changeup, curveball, sliders, also very nice. You can use his live series card when he's playing up. That's actually what I'm doing because I haven't done the Pirates, the affinity. Like, I know everybody's like, oh, you're a Pirates fan, you haven't done the affinity. I know, okay. But solid overall card, and you want him at least coming off the left side, at least his live series card if you don't get that done. Number 7 will be Mr. Rodney. So why does Rodney get there? Well, it's pretty obvious. Four-seamer, circle change. The slider isn't as good as you think, but his two-seamers got some good arm side and downward movement on him. I like the way he's pitched. I guess I could look at some attributes, what I've done with him. 31 innings pitched with a .57 ERA. So he's put up the performance. He's put up the numbers for me in online play to kind of deserve it. Clutch rating. So bring him in. He could be your closer. Love Fernando here. Not exactly a budget baller, but overall great stuff and kind of something that's going to get some opponents out. And especially that circle change. I do really enjoy that two-seamer circle change combo. So 10,000 stubs, just on the verge of being a little too pricey for budget baller's sake. Talk about a budget baller. This next one, I like him quite a bit. So number 6 will be Mr. Betances. Now, a lot of you have gone against Betances. He's like a love it or hate it type of guy. He's playing up a lot of days, but overwhelming stuff. The slurve is absolutely devastating. It is. I can't even say enough how hard it is to hit that slurve. So the slurve knuckle curve combo, getting going two different ways. When they expect the slurve, and the knuckle curve kind of goes more vertical, and then obviously the four-seamer's got a lot of life to it also. So walks per 9, again, if this is someone you can't control, then maybe he's not as high on your list, but man, hitting against this guy, it's tough. This is somebody you want to definitely practice against and say hitting practice on Legend and try and get used to his release, because you're going to see Betances a lot coming to games too. At least be a middle reliever or a closer. And number 5 is going to be in the closing pitching category, Mr. Edwin Diaz. I like him slightly better, due to slightly better control, but very similar stuff. The slider is slightly different than the slurve. I think I like the slurve a little bit better this year than the slider, but of course it is slightly easier to locate with Edwin over Betances. .79 ERA for me in just 11 innings pitched. So he hasn't pitched as much. I haven't had him as long, and I don't even know if he's in my bullpen right now because I'm trying out a lot of different guys. But overall, he's who I'd put at number 5. Number 4 is everyone's favorite lefty or least favorite. I've pitched with his silver card a lot in events. This card, I used it last year. I've gone against it this year. Again, another reliever. If you can't really locate very well, you're going to have a little bit harsher of a time using him. But overall, 99 off the left side with a slider changeup combo, especially that slider. It moves and it hurts. It hurts to set up. It's a good setup pitch out the four-seamer. So he can come in, get lefties. A little bit harder time getting righties out, but he can still do it very well, as you all know. So that's a good closer right there. Basically, you can bring him in, expect 3 outs, and then move on to the next game. Number 3, only reliever offered in the reward path for the high diamonds, at least. Hoffman. Now, Hoffman's number 3. You could argue with him higher. 73 miles per hour curve, circle change, 74 in the curve. The circle change four-seam combo is amazing. He's got some other pitch. This guy carried me through BR runs. What was his? Yeah, 2 ERA, so I guess not like a carry, but yeah, he was doing a lot of that in low stamina. He gave me 2 innings per BR run. Sometimes he got knocked around a little bit, had to take him out. But overall, I really liked him because in the BR, you really kind of stretch him out because he's your high diamond. But so he was let out a little bit more sometimes than he should have been with lower confidence. But regardless, good card. Doesn't have overwhelming stuff, but like it's kind of like in a different way overwhelming. It is so slow. The circle change breaks so much. People just don't expect it, and it is beautiful. That circle change, it's pure sex right there. So Hoffman, I love him. I might even have him higher on my list, but I only use him in BR right now, and I haven't really faced him online much. But overall, maybe I underrated him. The only reason he's there is because his lower fastball velocity, and maybe I still think you need a high fastball velocity for high-end play because it's so hard to catch up this year on like Legend and stuff. Even Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame's pretty freaking tough if you're not ready for it. Number 2, Mr. Rob Nen. 99 mile per hour fastball with a beautiful splitter slider combo. Curve's nice too to throw once in a while, but the splitter slider is really where your bread gets buttered. A little bit better control than a lot of the other guys on the list that are a little bit lower with this overwhelming power. So that's why he goes number 2 for me. What is his stats? 1.04 ERA. It's a little higher than some of my other relievers, but he's been put through his paces. So go ahead, grab this card. The velocity 97, the break 98, it truly shows. So Nen, very tough to hit for your opponent. Bring him in, have some good time. And number 1 is Rich Gossage. Again, look at those per 9s, almost perfect. Not up to 125, but 119 is glorious. Like I said, a little bit better control than the ones below on the list too. 62 walks per 9, 73 control. Obviously not elite. Still like common level on that walks per 9. But if you can locate well, which is a little tough to do, you might hang a ball or two. But look at that, 28 innings pitched, 0.32 ERA on him, 38 strikeouts to 4 walks. Yeah, in clutch 125, this guy is a beast. The slurve, like I talked about with Betances, this guy's slurve is very good too. I sometimes even like the sinker better than the fastball. Sometimes sinkers are just tough to hit, especially breaking into righties. Change up too. So just basically what I would consider like a perfect kind of combo of pitches. I like the sinker much better than like the two-seamer. I guess Rodney's two-seamer's almost like a sinker, but for a sinker for a normal pitcher, yeah, I love it. So, and then you got the 99 if you really want to blow them away. So, decent, I would say, stats. And, I don't know. What do you guys think? How's my top 10? Are you able to hit any of these things better than others? The only thing that, like, maybe we've seen Vasquez and Chapman a lot, or a lot of these pitchers a lot, so you get better at hitting them. Miller, he's on my, like, notable list, Miller. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Miller. I can't really pitch that well with him. He gets beat up a lot, and 4 ERA. That's why I couldn't put him on my list. Miller just doesn't do that well for me. Ken Giles is a notable. I have not pitched with him yet. Actually have not faced against him. I faced against him last year, though, and I pitched him last year. He was dominant. So he could very well be. He's very close to the top 10 for me. Who else do I have that didn't make it? I talked about Vasquez. Let's see. Jansen is terrible. I hate this Jansen card. Cutters are too easy to hit. You really got to be, like, if you leave a cutter over the middle of the zone, it's goodbye. So you really have to be accurate. You really cannot miss your inputs at all with Jansen, or else you're going to get punished. So I don't like Jansen at all. Hader's very borderline. I love Hader. I love the card. The issue is he's only got 2 pitches, and people sit on fastball, and controls a little bit of an issue with the walks per 9 and control numbers. So Hader's close just due to his overwhelming hits per 9 and K per 9, and plus inside edge has him up, but he's better in real life than he is in video game, in my opinion. Percival, another one that's notable, close to it. 3 curves, no slider though. I like the slider better than the curveball. So 3 pitches, changeup, 15 mile per hour difference between the changeup and fastball is very nice. So he's borderline, maybe top 15. And who else do we have here? Kimbrel. They gave Kimbrel a changeup, so he's better this year. Another wild guy. So you could put him close to the top. Fingers lower card. Betances, Smith, Axford. Talked about Smith. Blake is a notable. I like Blake a lot. Sinker, 4-seamer, cutter, slider. The only has no like big change. I guess this changeup would be like a slider, but I really wanted to see a changeup for this guy. And Hader deserves a changeup too. Let me go to like some budget cards. Venters is fucking phenomenal. I really like Venters. Yeah. So I picked him up recently. I faced against him in the event. Man, that sinker on this Venters. Woo! We talked about that. Alvarado throws hard. Love him. Ozuna, he's got a nice slurve too. Ozuna's got a great budget reliever. And Sale, beautiful. Love him. Chapman's lower card. Talked about him. Was it? Yeah. C-Shack's great. Like sidewinders are hard to hit sometime. Neshek with a circle change at 70. It's like a knuckleball basically. Neshek's a great budget one. Let's go back to the market. Talk about some of those. Also up there. Zach Britton's team affinity. Really nice slinker on him. I hope I'll probably try to work towards it once I get the Orioles innings in. Who else did I miss? I think I had everybody kind of wanted to with budget ballers and top 10. So repeating the top 10. Number 10, Raleigh Fingers. Number 9, Lee Smith. Number 8, Felipe Vasquez. Number 7, Fernando Rodney. Number 6, Dylan Betances. Number 5, Edwin Diaz. Number 4, Aroldis Chapman. Number 3, Trevor Hoffman. Number 2, Rob Nen. And number 1, Rich Gossage. So that is the top 10 relievers / closers. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.